Chloe leans against the kitchen counter. Fairy lights strung across the backsplash like a constellation of half-lit secrets. Some bulbs pulsing faintly in time with the last. Defiant drip from the faucet before it went silent. Others flickering like they're deciding whether to stay on. Casting fractured constellations across the sage-green walls that seem to lean in and listen. The sink is silent now, the chrome gleaming under the afternoon light. But the air still hums with the scent of plumber's tape, coffee grounds, the faint metallic tang of water, and the trace of his cologne, cedar and engine oil mixed with the warmth of his skin. A single droplet clings to the chrome spout, trembling, not yet fallen, catching the light like a tiny prism. A faint smear of grease streaks her wrist, mixing with dried cadmium red from earlier. Her voice is low, velvet, still carrying the clink of the wrench, the squeak of the valve, the rustle of his flannel, and the way his eyes caught the afternoon light like polished jade, holding secrets she'd only painted in red. You guys will never believe what happened. I'm Chloe. No last name. Just the girl who paints Cresthaven's secrets onto canvas. And this story? It's happening right now. 3:41 p.m. on a quiet Tuesday after my 18th birthday. And I'm telling it while the faucet is still warm from his hands. The wrench is still on the counter next to a half-empty roll of plumber's tape. The echo of his laugh hasn't left the tiles. The faint imprint of his boot print lingers on the rubber mat like a signature. And the space between us feels both sealed and wide open. I thought it was just a leak. That was the plan. Tighten the valve. Replace. The washer. Back to painting. No lingering. The drip had started last night. Plink, 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 slow, steady, maddening, echoing through the pipes like a heartbeat I couldn't silence. I'd tried tightening it myself. But the handle spun uselessly, the drip laughing at me. I texted him, "Kitchen faucet leaking bad. Water bill's gonna hate me. Help?" He replied in seconds, "On my way. Tools in truck. Bring coffee, then knock, firm, steady, intentional. 3 measured taps. Like he'd rehearsed them on the drive over. "Hey guys," I murmured to the camera. Voice thick with afternoon. Spicy portion incoming, hit subscribe. I opened the door, slow, deliberate. Everett stood there, salt and pepper hair. Green eyes that see everything. Flannel sleeves rolled high. Forearms dusted with faint grease and a streak of old paint on one knuckle. A tiny scar near his elbow from a slipped wrench years ago. Toolbox in one hand. Adjustable wrench tucked in his belt like a holster. A roll of plumber's tape under his arm. A paper bag with 2 coffees balanced on top. A single droplet of water on his boot from the hose outside, glistening like a warning. "Leaky?" he asked, half-smiled, dangerous knowing. I nodded, slow, deliberate. Our fingers brushed on the toolbox handle. Lingered, electric. The metal was cool from the truck. The weight heavier than it should have been, like it carried more than tools. The tension coiled. Quiet. Electric, every clink of metal, every squeak of the valve, every breath between us. Measured and heavy. It was torture. Beautiful. Exquisite torture. He didn't work fast. I didn't want him to. The space between us was 3 feet of kitchen air, but it felt like 3 inches of skin. Like the drip was timing our heartbeats, like the steam from the coffee was curling around us like smoke. He knelt under the sink. Slow, deliberate. I handed him washers one by one, our fingers grazing the rubber rings, intentional, lingering. The afternoon light caught the water droplets in the air, turning them into tiny prisms that danced between us. His eyes flicked up, just enough. "Still paint with the faucet running?" "Sometimes," I said, throat dry. "Reckless?" "Dangerous." He smiled, slow, quiet. "Good." His fingers grazed my wrist, barely there, but warm. Calloused, intentional. A faint smear of plumber's tape residue transferred to my skin. "Cool and sticky." "Sinks are bold," he said. "Dangerous," I corrected. His thumb traced the droplet on my skin. Slow, deliberate, counting heartbeats. I like danger. Silence. The kind that breathes, the kind that holds, the kind that waits. I tilted my head. Just enough. "Coffee after?" He didn't move. "Only if you let me stay." Deal. We finished the sink, quiet chaos. He tightened the last valve. Slow, deliberate, turned the handle. The drip stopped. The silence was deafening. The heat was ours. The world outside disappeared. We lingered, hours, coffee cooling between our palms, sunlight sliding across the counter like spilled cadmium, the fairy lights flickering in rhythm with our breathing, casting shifting patterns across his face, the plumber's tape unrolled in slow, white curls on the counter. The conversation started small, a spark in the dark, but every word tightened the coil, pulled us closer, unraveled us layer by layer. Round one him. I still keep 2 wrenches in the box. One for me, one for her, even though she's been gone 6 years. The second one's always ready, for someone. Me. I still keep your old plumber's tape in the drawer, the one you left last year when you fixed the shower. I hold it when I can't sleep. I trace the roll like it's your hand, he laughed, low. Soft, I felt it in my ribs. He leaned closer, elbow on the counter, fingers inches from mine. The grease on his knuckles catching the light. Round to him. I keep her gardening gloves in the shed. I put them on when I miss her. They still smell like soil and rosemary. I wore them this morning, before your text. Me. I started painting faucets because they reminded me of your hands on the valve. I have 15 sketches, all titled Drip. I added a new one last night while it plinked. His thumb stilled on the cup. His knee brushed mine. Lingered, pressed, stayed. Round 3 him. I still have her wedding ring. In a tin under the floorboard. I took it out tonight. Left it there. Didn't need it. Needed this. Me. I keep a canvas under my bed. Raw red, no title. I paint on it when I remember. It's you. It's always been you. I added a new stroke every time the drip echoed. He exhaled like I'd lifted a weight. His hand slid to my thigh, slow, reverent, claiming, the grease leaving a faint mark on my jeans. Round 4 him. I think about the first time I fixed your shower. The way you watched me like I was building something permanent. Like you trusted me with more than pipes, me. I think about it every time I turn on the tap. The way you said tighten it slow like it was advice for more than valves. Like it was for us. His eyes softened. The hoodie slipped off my shoulder. He didn't look away, traced the line with his gaze, then his fingertip, leaving a faint trail of warmth and residue. Round 5 him. I almost stopped by the day you turned 17. You were painting in the kitchen with the faucet running. I kept driving. Told myself you were still too young. I was wrong, me. I knew. I waited. I painted water in every canvas. I painted it like a promise, like a leak. He closed his eyes. When he opened them, they were storm deep. His hand tightened on my thigh, possessive, grounding, home. Round 6 him. I keep a photo of you in my wallet. From the block party. You're laughing at something I said. I look at it when I'm lonely. It's creased down the middle from my thumb. Me. I have a voice memo of you saying my name when you handed me the wrench last year. I play it when I miss you. I know every pause, every breath, every inflection. The air crackled. He leaned in, stopped. 1 inch away. Breath mingling, hearts sinking. The scent of coffee and grease and paint between us. Round 7 him. I came over tonight because I couldn't keep fixing things from afar. Not anymore. Not after your text. Not after the drip carried your name, me. I let it drip on purpose, subconsciously, maybe. I needed you to stop the leak. I needed you, he nodded. Once. His hand slid to my waist. Anchored, final, like the last turn of a valve. Round 8 him. I'm terrified you'll turn it back on tomorrow. That this was just a drip. Me. I'm terrified you'll fix it and leave again. That this was just a repair. We stared. The conversation had teeth. The space between us was gone. Bodies pressed, hearts racing, the counter digging into my back. Round 9 him. I love you. Have for 2 years. Didn't know how to say it until the drip gave me courage. Until I saw you standing there waiting by the sink, me. I love you. Wrote it in every sketch. Painted it in every red stroke. Waited for you to stop the leak. Waited for you to stay. Silence. Then, kiss, slow, deep, quiet, like a faucet finally silenced, like a canvas finally signed. The coffee went cold. The faucet stayed silent. The afternoon turned to dusk. We didn't care. Kitchen was warm. We stood by the sink, lingering, breathless, hands still tangled, lips still warm, foreheads pressed together, the faint scent of plumber's tape and coffee and paint between us. He brushed a droplet from my cheek, slow, reverent. You started to drip, Chloe. I leaned in, just enough. Good. Let it stay. Chloe winks at the camera. Fairy lights blazing, the faucet still silent. The wrench still warm. The afternoon stretching on like a leak finally stopped, and a desire finally running free. And that's how fixing the sink became everything. Cresthaven's got a way of making drips spark, doesn't it? Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Chloe's dangerous desires just started to drip.